Yeah, I'm still eating soup, so I had my mic muted, and I'm slow. What? What is the debugger doing to me? Oh, we're on this line, not in this line. Bind descriptor sets, graphics, pipeline layout. So yeah, the only thing we have is this. Descriptor set handle. What the hell is it complaining about? What is it complaining about, D? Tell me. We must have a P descriptor set. Okay, I guess this null here is the problem. Hi, Polo. So why is this 0? That's an alarming comment. The thing that should not exist, according to the comment, is null. Okay. Too much soup. Yeah, okay, I'll stop eating. I guess I should compare this with, well, okay, I'm explaining what I do. This is a test, a source test. I made a lot of changes in order to make another test work. And now this test is broken. So I think I'm going to compare the code. Let's just leave. This is. I'm going to compare the code with that one. So we are here inside the draw frame. And I'll look in this project here, which does work. And then let's compare them. This is where it goes wrong, and because this is null, and it is a call to bind descriptor sets, and it should have worked like this. So we have to pause that. Graphics pipeline dot some call. graphics layout 0, and then that, and then an empty something. And here I have begins with a 0. What? Bind descriptor sets. I'm not looking at here. graphics, pipeline layout 0, and then yep. So only thing that needs to be changed to the new API, so to say, is that this no longer exists. We have to use the graphics pipeline, a graphics pipeline member function. Do I call this again? Nope. Well, that should be it. And the comment says it should not exist. Is it just a hack? What about removing it? Well, apparently there is another one. That's commented out. That's good. It's all commented out code. Good, good, good. So now it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, Smart. How old are you? Mm. Yeah, I cannot say if there is any future in graphics development. What was the last YouTube I saw about this? Try to find it. Yeah, watch that video. I mean, the future is in AI, and AI only, I think. And this is just one of the many videos that you can watch on YouTube that will teach you more about, you know, what the near future is heading to. So if you want to become an expert in C++, and then you have even you even have a field like graphics development, and then yeah, I know, why would you do that? I mean, I'm doing it as a hobby, and because it is fun, and if I could use an AI to play with, I would, but it takes a lot of time probably to get up to steam with the current AI that exists. If I was younger, that's what I would be doing. They also released what that is this thing, I think. I mean, it runs on a single GPU that you can put in your PC. Now you can talk to it. You can just say draw a pic on a bicycle, and it draws a pic on a bicycle. All on your own GPU. It's amazing. Well, my general advice for learning CPP would be make an agenda to go through learngpp.com. Is it called like that? Learngpp.com? I think it was. Yeah, I would skip chapter 0, and then you have in total 23 chapters, so like 3 days per chapter, which gives you very little time, and most of the time you should be coding. typing in things and testing things out. I would hardly spend time reading this. It just gives you a guide. I mean, how much time would it put into this? Yeah, statement, structure of the comments, variable assignment. You already know that if you do Python, right? So 10 minutes for this chapter. Immediately go to the next one. Functions and files. You probably also should know that. If you think, yeah, I don't know how to include header files, you can click on this. Oh, that's how they include header files. Okay. The faster you go, the better, but as soon as you run into something that's new or you have a question, just try it out in code. Don't expect to read about it and then remember it. You have to write a little program to test it, and then you might remember it afterwards. So that would be my advice. Oh yes, certainly. There is no reason whatsoever to learn C, if you ask me. The only reason to learn C is when you are too stupid to learn C++. And in case you think that there will be a demand for C programmers at some point, because old code has to be maintained that is written in C. And then you want to step in as a C coder and they'll pay you for it because you know the ancient language C. There's not hardly a reason to start learning it, right? Well, it doesn't crash anymore after that one change. What the fuck? It runs. And it's almost disappointing. Suspicious black here in the corner. To be more evenly distributed, I think. Is it coincidence? Maybe. It does get there eventually, so. .6 frames per second. This is not even limited. I limited to 10, I think. 15. 60. I limited to 60 frames per second. So even this it can already not do at top speed. Each of these squares are loads and loads and loads of triangles. I've got how many? About a million or something. It just, it looks simple, but it's meant to slow down the GPU, so that's what it does. Well, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that this works. Thought there might be more changes needed. Window.h. YouTube is complaining again about not getting enough data from me. Well, it does get enough data. Yeah, I don't know. I never looked at Rust. I do know that the C++ programmers that I know from IRC, among which are very talented people, they are not impressed by Rust. I think it's another hype like Java and C#. It's gonna be a language number so and so. But I don't even know what the difference is. Never looked at it. In my eyes, C++ is suited for everything, except that you must be really good to not shoot yourself in the foot. And a lot of people are not that good, so they keep shooting themselves in the foot and then they think it's a bad language. Well, in fact, it just gives you a lot of freedom. And then if Rust takes that away, then I'm not sure if I would be happy with it. I mean, it's just a language, right? If you look at the libraries that I have written in C++, but does that really matter? They try to improve productivity, people. And I don't think it has to do with the language, but it sure did help that the language that I wrote it in, C++, gives me all the freedom to do whatever I want. So I could do whatever I wanted, and that allowed me to write libraries that completely fulfill my vision of how things should work. I'm going to read this and to decide if I can delete it. I guess I can delete it. So yet another piece of code bites the dust. Move all of this to the engine. Here's another piece that did bite the dust. Descriptor set, layout, binding, blah blah blah. Yeah, no longer here. This should be removed as well. Is single threaded called create vertex buffers. Oh, hey, yeah, that's vertex buffers. Definitely cannot delete it yet. TODOs will fix me. And smart, that is problem for most people. It's a way of thinking. Most people don't reach that level. Maybe that's why C++ is not a good language. I mean, the average company that writes C++ they write programs in C++ that at certain point reaches the complexity and a way of having been written that for every bug they fix, they introduce another one. So it has a certain amount of bugs and they cannot reduce the number of bugs. and it gets harder and harder and harder to get to find the bugs. And when they try to change anything, something else collapses. It's just one house of cards that you can't change. You can't make changes. You can't add features. You cannot even fix bugs in a realistic way. They end up with something that works with a lot of clutches, patches, workarounds, and just generally horrible code in order to do more or less acceptable things in most of the cases. So if you would write the self-driving car of Tesla with that kind of software, it would be able to drive, let's say, 10,000 people to their work and back home. But yeah, every other the 10,001 car would crash into something, and that happens continuously, and they would not be able to fix it because it's just too many code lines, too complex. Code duplication, meaning if you have the same code in 5 places and you'll find a bug and you change one of the places and you forget the other 4 places, then even other things go wrong, you know. It's just that kind of code. And I think that most, really, I'm not kidding, most companies write like that. And why? Because they don't have capable programmers. Every idiot who did a few things a few years, just a few years, they can call themselves C++ programmers, and they can begin in a company, and they get away with writing horrible code, and then they get the next job, and they have more experience, between quotes, and that's how it works at the moment. There are also good companies, but those companies I think are usually small, so they can, for some reason they can, what is the word? Afford to only hire really good people, but it might also be hard for them to keep those programmers, right? So as soon as they start to grow and they start to actually produce something and make money, then they need more coders, and then the job changes from being interesting to boring, because now they just have to make money for the company, and then the good coders they leave. It's not easy, I think. And then you have coders like me, who just left all companies completely. I don't work for companies, I just work for myself. This is more fun. No, I don't even know why am I looking at this page anymore. Horrible chat is distracting me so much. What's with my accent? What's with my accent, dude? Dude doesn't say. What does this actor say when he says something like that? It's my memory is gone. I don't even know the name of the actor anymore. What the? I want to remember it. This actor, I see him for me. What movies does he play in? Cannot even remember that. it not Jason Mason something? Actor Mason? No, they're probably not. There's probably not a way to find him. Just the word actor. I should remember at least one movie that he played in, but even that. How can someone's memory be so bad that you cannot even remember big movies anymore? It's no fun. I'm using Arch. I'm going to code. It's about the only thing I can still do. Well, for some reason this works. Okay, whatever, it works. What is the next thing? The next thing that I can do? There are also no errors here, strange things. What is this? Applying factory. I guess I could have a look at the shader code. No, it's already maximum. This is not GLSL, so it's my own my own language. It's GLSL where I use double colons to refer to something. Well, this is already as minimal as it gets, huh? Which is not the case in the other test, so I guess I'm gonna concentrate on that. Okay, I guess I can remove this. It's kind of already really being generated now. Yeah, can always add it back from whatever is being generated. But this is still hard-coded, as you can see. And it's not generated correctly either. If I remove this line here, it should still work. It's a comment, but it has influence. Let me check that. Let's see if this still repeats a few times. Okay. Okay, so I think the next step is that I want to have this automatically generated. And this, of course. And this one can also be removed. This is what the hell is this? Oh, it's another vertex thing. Well, okay, also gone. And same here, the texture is going to be generated already. And then this is just a texture, so that works, okay. So just the vertex shaders are not fully generated yet. The declarations are, but not, there is no replacement for these things here. In fact, it is being replaced with something that is incorrect. So I can run this. Write it to a file, and then we can see what it generates. Compiling, I think that was the capital C. It was. So here's one example. This is what is generated by the engine, and then this is what it generates here. Also the comment is being changed, so I can see what it made of it. So instead of u underscore top position underscore x, it should have generated that. Well, it can't be too hard, can it? This is the name of I don't know. Let's just keep this here. Switch to the other one. So I'm gonna guess that somewhere I have code that has a quote and a u and an underscore. And I do. I meant that one. apparently this is what is being generated, and that is a u underscore followed by prefix underscore member name, and that means that this is the prefix and that is the member name. And we need this, so I can only use X, cannot use this. However, let's write it down here. So member name equals X for the first case. Prefix equals top position. And then there is other code. Oops, there is other. What? There is other code that is generating this. And that is generating this. Well, I don't know where that happens. I really don't know. So I'm gonna go for this u underscore s thing here, which I saw. I saw that here. Oh, there we are. M underscore, oh, that is a VK utils snake case prefix. So it is making it from the prefix. With an M underscore in front of it. And then the last thing that I need is that v something, v followed by a hash, which also absolutely nobody knows where that is, of course. Can I still grab for that? Is that too much to ask? V underscore, right? I think. Nope. No, there was no underscore. Yeah, that's a bit too much. You get all the Vulkan includes. Or maybe it isn't. Well, I bet that at the same line we have a hash. We don't. Really? It's a character V. Well, this is a push constant and a vertex attribute. This is not what I expected. Because this is a uniform buffer. Maybe I should just look for uniform between quotes. No. What is this thing again? Damn it. I can just look at the u underscore s. We're already so close. So it is this one then. Prefix hash. V. That's the V here. A V followed by the prefix hash, which happens to be this. So now I can construct the whole thing. Let's make a separate prefix just in the other code. Would be nice if we could just jump to it actually. Let me try that. Open this file and this file, and I'm going to set a I can jump back and forward. Okay, prefix. The prefix is prefix. Now the shader resource variable has a prefix in the base class. Or the base class of the base class, which just returns a standard string, which is a temporary, so we'll have to make a copy of it. Cons reference is not going to work. Let's just make a copy of that, and then I'm going to do a prefix hash, and then what I want to construct was v followed by, call me lazy, I have the habit of using just a string even if it's a single character. At least for debug output. This is not debug output. Let's try to optimize it slightly. I wonder if the compiler is smart enough to see if it is a string literal to replace it with a character. Probably not, because it might be yeah, something else. It doesn't know what this operator is doing. Anyway, I want to follow this v with hash. Just as a size type, I guess. And then a dot. No. A dot and m underscore followed by the snake case thing of the prefix. Followed by a dot and the member name, right? No, it does not. Unfortunately. No match for call to a standard string. It's so annoying. I don't want to change the name. And I did a no snake case. It has its own file. Print pointer is not a member. Yeah, if anyone can explain that. I'm including print pointer here, which obviously defines this. And suddenly it's saying that it doesn't know what that is anymore after I included the snake case. .h. Why? No, isn't that weird? Oh. Haha. Out of nowhere, a VK utils has been created inside namespace Vulkan. That is an error. But as a result, it could not find that anymore. That is really weird. Really weird. Snake is defined in Vulkan VK utils. And you're telling me that normally VK utils is not inside Vulkan? I guess not. Normally. Holy many. I saw one that was also inside Vulkan. Another one. Did you see it? Let's try that again. There. Of course, that is the other. And that was the only one that I saw, I think. Yeah. What? Failed to compile. Expected dot. Unexpected dot. Right, compiling. That's not correct. That's certainly not correct. Okay, so this worked as intended, but then it messed up for the texture. That also looks good. Another compiling here. Yeah. So that works for uniform buffers, but not for textures. Strange, 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 strange. I'm confused because why would the same code generate stuff for both textures and for uniform buffers? Aren't they different? They are different. So I need the old code for textures. It's kind of strange. Well, that's what we have. So I do a git diff here, and then we see what I changed. And that is this. So I need this for uniform buffers and this for textures, because there can not be a dot in. I will say that indeed using a dot is not the correct definition of name. Okay, well, who is calling this function, and from where, and is it a virtual function? Let's have a look at this. Let's first make a copy of this so I cannot forget what it was. Put it back-ish. That's in the resource variable. Now we want to go to the resource variable class. Name is indeed an overridden thing. Which comes from the variable. Which introduces it. Yeah, the name is so short. The name is so short that you can hardly grab for it. So now I'm using a different track and just renaming it. And I'm going to see where all the compile errors are. And then I can grab on name too to see where they all are. Push constant is hardly interesting. The shader resource variable, that's the one that I just changed. Yeah, I should also see that in vertex attributes, exactly. I was about to say it. No, seriously, I was already thinking it. Name. And then we have all of them. All of the declarations and definitions. And already I'm seeing here another error. No, not really. Okay, make again then. Finally, we found the place where it is being called. 2 places even. Let's change them both, see if there are more. Yeah, there are more. And even more. So now I can grab on name too. And now we get all the places. So here is yeah, find and replace. Shader variable here is a shader variable, which is this class, which introduces the function. It's open source anyway, so you can copy it all you want. I want you to copy it. it's free. I give it all away for free. What is next line? 82.21 11 string name. I want usage. Here's another usage. We have two more usages. This is a vertex attribute declaration context, so this is not related at all. Could have seen it from the file name. And then the shader resource. Combined image sampler is using name2. And then the uniform buffer. What the hell? Okay, so this code is generating the declarations, and therefore yeah, and I am able to use name2 here because the declaration uses the same name as the code that calls it or uses it. So the name2 here is really the replacement string. So let's say in the GLSL main code I use texture : ;:vort3, and that is then replaced with whatever this name2 returns, and that happens to be equal to whatever the declaration declares there as a variable. So this declaration uses the same name for the variable. This is the variable name, and the find and replace, he simply uses name. That works for the texture, but it does not work for the uniform buffer. So maybe I should overload it for I'm not happy with this at all, I have to say. If you read it like this, it really says shader variable name. I liked it. So I'm going to change name2 back to name, and then have it generate the name that I can use for the texture. And uniform buffer isn't even using a name. It doesn't have a name. It's constructing things all by itself. Existing of multiple things. Okay, let's change back the name to. I need to be able to find it back though. I think this line here, it says shader input data .cxx, that does the find to replace. Have to remember that, shader input data .cxx. Now I will remember it, put it in the chat. Alright, let's change name to back to name. Cannot have twos laying around everywhere. Is 40, 19. After 19 we get 66. Oops. And then we get 14. Why don't I type F2 instead of almost the other million characters? 14. After 14 we get 41. Let's try it now. F2. And then it doesn't change. Doesn't work. Now it does. F2x. It's a lot faster. And after 41 I get the last one, 105. And then I wanted to have the number 82, top one. And that is to find and replace. And we're not going to always replace it with the name of the variable, but let's call it substitution. Substitution. Different function. I play Risk. It's about the only thing I play at the moment. Shader variable needs to be added a substitution next to the name. And then I can implement that as I don't know, let's see who is deriving from shader variable. I think all of it is public. I have a push constant, a vertex attribute. We have only this. Yeah, that's not enough. That's not going to be enough, I think. Or is it? Now, in most cases, it's just equal to the name. I'm going to change that for start. No. Well, Really, I want it to be here. So the default case just returns a name. What Arch Linux? Is there more than one Arch Linux? And FuzzZ, sorry if this doesn't find the argument at all, but who is the character in your profile photo? I don't know. I believe it is a robot from some kind of movie, but I have never ever been able to find it back anymore. If you do a Google search for it, it doesn't even pop up. It has vanished from the planet. But yeah, it must be from some kind of a science fiction story. A robot that is hiding. So it wears the hoodie and so that people cannot see that it is a robot. At least, you know, not from miles away. That's what I remember. Is at this point it possible to see what the type of our declaration, shared resource variable is? Probably by using the declaration, shared resource declaration, that has a type. So you could call declaration type on shared resource declaration pointer. And then we can implement this substitution. What is that? Descriptor type, a declaration type. And then we're gonna do the E uniform buffer descriptor type. still the default then. In the end, we're just going to need a switch, I guess, because I have a lot of those. Let's just use a switch immediately. Hello, Mr. Roblox. The same as in, yeah, same as the declaration. See something. The something being I don't know. The thing with the S, the U underscore S. It's the same kind of switch, you see? Switch declaration type. And now, of course, I don't know what file I was in. Oh, yeah. Not really happy about it though. Isn't there one? I think there should be another inheritance here. I can just yeah. Also, returning name is a double redirection, which I do not like. I'm gonna make a few changes, but let's see if it works now. Of course it works. Of course it works. So now I can write it to a file. Let's say again to and then you can see that now it does use the correct substitution, and for the fragment shader it's using that was OMG. Also uses the correct substitution. So in this case it uses the variable name just here, and then in the case of the uniform buffer it's using Yeah, well, something more complex. Existing of the name of the variable, that is really the name. But then even the member, when there's only one member, I think. Per set binding. And then the X or Y, there's also a Y here. So, yeah, works. Okay. Now I can remove these comments here and replace that. We can just use this quite literally. I think that was all right. That was all. Hey, Mr. Bear. Well, these days you're never sure, right? You could be a woman. A hairy I mean... Just kidding. You should not touch the wrong mushrooms. But milk is good for you. Yeah, that's milk, right? You make me thirsty. I cannot do Java programming, no. So that generation now works. What is next? So many other things that I have to do. Okay, Mr. Dude. Everyone is well. Even the well. Remove, remove. Remove, 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 remove. And substitution. And alright, I wanted to change this. I'm not happy with this substitution shit. Carbon, isn't that 12 protons? Carbon is essential for life. Let's see if there are classes that are derived from this class, and if not, if there's something else going on. Include using class. Final, that's definitely not going to be derived from. Well, in that case we'll have to stick with the switch, I guess. But I don't want to return name. I don't want to return name by default. Let's do this. Let's make this a 0 anyway. Or not. No, I'll leave it like this. Okay, I think next then is a commit again. Git status, git diff. Just went over all this. Git commit all, work in progress, or always work in progress. Status, that was it. And then we have, maybe I can grab 4 fixmes and do a few fixmes. Let's sort the fixmes. Can we sort the fixmes on date? Is that possible? What I can do is grab -L fixme on all the project sources, and then we can run git blame on it, on each of them. Does it work like this? And you can pass a whole list. Grab fix me again. Bad revision. No, you cannot do that. So we're gonna have to do for f in do git blame $f done, and then want to sort it on this rather. So I'm going to have to pass this through a SED where we do the following thing. Something starting with well, let's just A to F0 to 9, few number of time. I don't care how many space, brace open, well, a name, I would say anything but a 2. And then a space, and then that space gobbled up, who cares? And then 20. And then another 0 to 9. 0 to 9 minus 0 to 9, 0 to 9. Yeah, actually it's just 0 to 1, but who cares? 0 to 9 would have worked. 0 to, no, not even that. 0 to 3, can't help myself. 0 to 9. And then space, and then the rest. I don't care about the rest. And then we can do a close thing. I think that if I do this, that it cannot work. How about escaping this one and putting a minus R in front of it? Totally works. So apparently that did include everything, which I didn't want. I do need a file name though. So the file name, let's put a file name here. We have to match the file name. Oh boy, I do not have the file name. That's pretty ridiculous. Well, in that case I can just keep edit it. Didn't even run it yet. It's already. I guess I just have to keep using this then. Now we can run it through sort. Maybe sort minus n, but it doesn't matter, I think. Well, there is a file name here. Why isn't there a file name here? That's really weird. Well, when there is a file name, it doesn't work. And this one works, but it doesn't have a file name. I have no idea why it's not having a file name. Yeah, super strange. Yeah, and the idea is that this speeds things up, but then if it fails like that... Anyway, what I can do is print... No, cannot do that. Well, actually I can. Can just replace every fix me with the file name. Insane laughter. The slashes in my file name. I'll use a percentage then. And then we want to do anything here that was possibly the file name, but I don't need it anymore. So I'm just going to do anything but a brace open. Now we have the date at the front in all cases. Yeah, I want to get rid of the mess here, so I have to grab the well, I can just replace everything from plus 0 to 2 and further, but replace home Carlo followed by anything except the space. So that would be my file name. Let's make an R here again. Followed by anything else with just that file name. What was it? Valid preceding regular expression. Besides, it's that. And there we are. Okay, now it is sorted from the past to the present. So now I can just start at the bottom and then I have the most recent fix me, right? Because this is date. That is now the 8th October and this is fix me from 22 September. I'm going to look at this one first. Now I'm not sure which fix me it refers to, but this should be removed, right? Create uniform buffers. Well, let's comment it out, and it works without. This has been moved to some other place. What a cleanup. Isn't it amazing? The user code gets shorter and shorter, exactly how I like it. Because we're just drawing two triangles. How can you have user code of more than... It's still ridiculous. 589 lines are still left just to draw two triangles. That is unacceptable. A lot of this code still must be automated, hidden. Oh, there's another block here that is actually already. These vectors should be generated. Well, they are in the meantime. Ha ha ha. You could summarize my efforts as follows, indeed, that if you write a simple Vulkan application, you should only have a few lines. And then still get something extremely powerful. And have every possibility to easily make it complex. But yeah, it goes very slow. Okay. Let's just run it again. There is still a fix me and read now, but I do not know which line number. It happens. The file happens again, but with a different date. So I need to know which one this is. Well, I can do git blame file number again, and then just grab fix me and grab that date. And then we still don't know which line number it is. Git blame is not giving me the line number. Really? That's pretty useless. Show number and show the line number. We need a minus n there. That's it. I can do that here, but maybe in the original is better. Excuse me, more. Is that 7705? Is that the line number? Not really. That's the total number of lines. Okay, this is so not working. Just grab for this. And the line number is 512. Oh, wait. 3, 2, 3, 3 not implemented. Okay. That one, right? Finally I have it, yes. Yeah. No, even 2 of those exist. Oh, this is a different file. So this is the one. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. Well, that was the last one added. Now we have a big lots of work ahead of us to fix this one. Add support for multiple frame resources. Ouch. Extreme painful. It has to be done. It has to be done. At some point it has to be done. I think that everywhere where this is related-ish, I use the word hack 0. Which means 2 files. Right, let me think. Update descriptor set. Yeah. Okay, update descriptor set, or at least this updated descriptor set is called from being called from here. And from here for the uniform buffer. And this one. That's comments that have to do with the test application. Well, this code has been moved to the Vulkan engine. There is a hard-coded 0 here. What is that doing? That's what the function does, and we need looks like nonsense. Update descriptor set, and then the handle of the set, and this is the texture. Therefore, the type is a combined image sampler, and we plus the binding, obviously, and the image infos and the 0. I don't know what that is. That is suspicious. What is it? Second last argument, the one after the binding. Array element. Okay, 0 means not an array, I think. Array element. I think this treats it as an array always. So array element number 0 is trivial because we have a descriptor count of 1. This is nonsensical. I don't understand the array element. You have to look it up. Write descriptor set and then destination array element. Is the starting element in that array? If the descriptor binding identified by dist set and dist binding has the descriptor type of VK descriptor type inline uniform block, then dest array element specifies the starting byte offset within the binding. Is the starting element in that array? Okay, which array? Oh, here's an array. I do Control F and then I paste array in it. It shows me where the arrays are. But p descriptor writes is a pointer to an array of VK write descriptor set structures. No, it's not clear at all. They refer to that array, and well, that's not clear at all. Okay, get it. I am getting it. Well, I don't have arrays yet, so the 0 is probably then correct. And I guess this 1 here means that I'm doing something inefficient. I could have updated them all at the same time. I guess that 1 is really the size of this function, the size of this thing here. I don't know where the code comes from, but I hardly can imagine I would have written this. I started with some kind of tutorial code and then I tried to morph it into something that looks better. But I'm still finding things that I think, what the hell is this? I think that if the descriptor count is larger than 1, then all the non-null pointers here must be arrays of that size. So size is either 0 or 1, otherwise it wouldn't work. And I'm only passing p-image info, and the other two not being passed. Update descriptor set. And it has default empty vectors as a default for everything. So since I'm only passing one thing, only the image infos, the other two are empty. But the way this is doing, this is the way this is now, is like only allowing a single one here. Why not allow larger ones? I shall do that. So I want to allow larger values here. So I'm gonna do this descriptor count is an uint. Let's call that descriptor count. And let's set that equal to the size of one of the arrays. Yeah. I don't know, set it to 0. I'll set it to 0, but uninitialized. And then I'm gonna do if images is not empty, Then we set it to the size of the thing. Well, at least one should be non-zero, I think, but I'm testing this anyway. So not empty, non-zero. I meant at least one should be not empty. Right, because the descriptor count cannot be 0, I think. Or was that allowed? Descriptor count is the number of descriptors to update if the descriptor binding identified, but is at the beginning of descriptor. Otherwise, its descriptor count is one of the number of elements in, etc. A value matching the data size. Member of a VK write descriptor set inline uniform buffer. A value matching the acceleration structure count of a VK write descriptor set acceleration structure. Okay, I don't have that yet. So the code that I just wrote is only taking into account all this. Maybe only one of the three is allowed to be non-zero. Yeah, only one of these pointers is used according to the descriptor type specified in the descriptor type member. Ah, oh. Of the containing VK descriptor set structure, or none of them in the case the descriptor type is VK descriptor type inline uniform block, in which case the source data for the descriptor write is taken from the VK write descriptor set inline uniform block structure included in the pnext chain. Yep, special cases, special cases. The null descriptor is enabled. So what is this type then? Descriptor type. As described below. Annoying. Oh well. I have to know. Destination binding, blah blah blah. This portal center must. Okay, the uniform or taxon, sorry, uniform or storage. And this is CRP, and there is no C++ RP documentation, so that's extra bother for us. That was a taxon, right? One of these two. Uniform or storage. The Control T. Back here. I have a ptexel buffer. I just used buffer views. Ptexel buffer view. Yeah, ptexel buffer view. If just go to or and not be known. Okay. And this is then for the b buffer info must be a valid point to an array of descriptor count. Structures. Guess that is the buffer info, so it will be this one. So that matches then the. Just gonna copy them. Those things which nobody knows what they are. Descriptor type uniform buffer. Uniform buffer, this one. Could have known. Probably also descriptor type storage buffer, uniform buffer dynamic, I thought. So there's dynamic after them. Uniform storage and dynamic after it. On the image is descriptor type sampler, descriptor type combined image sampler. I think I have to look at this one instead. Descriptor type combined image sampler. Or just sampled image. Jump to it like this, yeah. Sampled image, but that will be that one. Or descriptor type. Storage image. Or descriptor type. input attachment. Yeah, what is this? Also hard-coded one. Descriptor write count. Descriptor copy count. Okay, so that refers to the fact that we just have a single write descriptor set here. Could even combine those apparently. Right, so I think I added support now for making this vector larger than one element. think there was another place where it was being called though. So we have 29 and 33 here, and it is also called from here. And that's last instance. This is also updating a texture. I think this is just done outside of the view of the user. We just need a descriptor set in order to upload the texture. So yeah. Is a descriptor set is being passed to this. Currently only used for IMG. It's kind of strange because I'm also using textures in the other. And those are user textures. Still weird. What does that mean, Mario? Food stable. I only know what a food is. Could put a shoe on it. No, I don't want to do additional unnecessary indentation. This is the indentation. And there can be 2 in 1 row, who cares? What? Semicolon missing. Oh, please bother me with it. Okay, give up. I'm not seeing it. What is the error? Missing if. Jesus, the cursor was on it. Nice guy. No, I did not study. What is it? Computer science. CS. I did physics. And I started when I was 12 already coding. It's just my hobby. I just make up every algorithm as I go. Only when it is really, really, really difficult. Then at some point I realized that I should use graphs and or graph algorithms. But even in those cases, often I have, just reinvented the wheel. They're not super difficult. I guess if you have to do a lot of them, a lot of graph algorithms, then it would make sense to use an existing library and really get some knowledge of it. But the breadth first and depth first searches and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not going to use magic without understanding it. And by the time I understand how it works, you might as well implement it yourself in many cases. It's still complaining about a missing semicolon or not. No, it's not. It's linked. What do you mean run the app from the GitHub repos? Do you mean you want to clone it and compile it yourself locally? Hello, Sangwoo. Just Matty, what are you on? I code every day. Hours and hours. On stream. And you have to wonder if I'm coding. Yeah. I don't think I even copy pasted anything at all on the stream, ever. Right, well, abuser 285, in order to do that, you will have to you have to run Linux. Do you have Linux? And this. I mean, I'm all for it. You have Linux, okay? Yeah, I can show you, I guess, because you will not be able to do this on your own, and you have to. I have to help you anyway. So maybe it's a good idea if I would make a video on it, how to actually get this going. It's not easy, I'm afraid. Ask a few other people one-on-one if they could try it, and yeah, it's just everything goes wrong when they try it. I don't know why, but let's see, how many viewers do we have at the moment? 26. Okay, let's put it this way. Abuser, you have time now? Because I can show you now. And then I'm stopping with this stream, basically. I'm just going to show you how to set up this project at home. I'm going to push things, you know, if we do git status, I am branch uniform buffers. Let's merge everything into master by now. Let's see, get def. Yeah, I can just commit this. Get commit -a vip. Let's remove this. Get checkout. I'm using a GNU compiler. I'm using Clang, I think. Clang would be better, but both work. But you have time now? Tell me yes, that you have time, otherwise I would be wasting my time even making a beginning with it. Modified CWTS. All right. Let's just merge it. I think it's just merge, right? Merge, what was my branch? Oh, I just printed it. Yeah, uniform buffers. Okay. Yeah, see, my branches had 45 commits, so I probably should push it once in a while. I'm gonna push now. So now I'm on master. Let me try to quickly have a look if this still works here. Should try it. Okay, everything works. Okay, so let's start over then with an empty directory. Now let's make yeah, let's call it clone example. I don't know. I even spelled it wrong, but who cares? The empty directory, yay. Then first we need to clone. Yeah, this is going to be slightly problematic because I don't have a clean machine, so I already have a lot of I have everything installed to begin with. So I'm not going to run in all the problems that you are going to run in. It's probably better to do this on Discord, but yeah, I want to quit for today, so maybe another day then. I can just show you quickly how I would do it, but then you're going to run in lots of problems because you just don't have packages installed and stuff. So what you need is, well, let me do it in a certain order. You begin, of course, with git clone from the repository. So Linux viewer has a URL. I want to use HTTPS, right? The other one SSH. You don't. I mean, it's probably using that account. So use the HTTP link, and then I clone that. But officially, you would have to use recursive, I think is the right thing. I think I have did better described. Oh, here it says downloading. It's even described here, man. Did you already do this? Did you read this? Read me. So required packages, you must install GNU AWK, Doxygen, Graphis. Well, not really necessary, but I have it for the documentation. That would be. You need libboost and libsparsehash. If you are on Arch, then you would execute these things. Vulkan handles, Vulkan validation layers, eigen shader compiler, and boost and sparsehash also, libxml++. If you have anything not installed, you're just going to run into missing headers and stuff like that. Now this is important. You need to create an empty directory that you have write access to. I'm using opt-gitash, so without a root. I'm just using this. And that is going to be filled with stuff. Let me show ls-l. No, my root is this, and it's going to be filled with these directories. And the disk use is it H or H? Damn it. A, B, C, D, H equivalent to human readable is H, summary H, opt-gitash. Yeah, 1.1 gigabyte. So you need some space there. So create a directory with a few gigabytes space that you can write to as your normal user, and you have to set an environment variable, git test root to that directory. And you have to create a directory even, I think. Once you set that in your environment, you can do this clone with the recursive. And that did check out 182 megabytes of source code. And it created, of course, a directory, Linux viewer, so you go into that. Now you can compile it in a directory build. So this is still the README of the Linux viewer project. So we can make a directory build to build it there with CMake, right? But before you can run this, I think this is not correct what I'm doing here, the configuration. I'm pretty sure you have to run the autogen.sh. Let me try to skip that step. I don't think this can work, to be honest. So the source directory is dot, that's where we're in, and the build directory is build, and then I'm passing CMake a build type is rel with debug, and enable debug global must be off. Not even sure what I'm using myself. Let me check that. I'm using this. Build type is debug. For both make files is off. Global must be off. Set CMake message log level to debug as well. And I have enabled Tracy off, but I guess that's by default already off. That would be really stupid to have it on. Okay, but you can also use this if you want. Maybe we want to use Ninja anyway, because that's what I'm currently also using. So let's do that, and then I'm gonna go back here. So I'm gonna add well, build, and then I'll do generators Ninja. And rel with debug. No, well, let's just use debug, right? Let's try it like this. Anything else that I have here that's for both make files off? Well, you can do that. And you're not spammed with all the command line executions of the compiler. Well, it seems that worked. Then we can run make. Well, you cannot run make just like this. Which make? If I run my make, I really run this. But you can just run this. To translate it, that is being, well, let's say I have 32 CPUs. Config was debug, and it is the build directory again. Yeah, so you just copy the same, well, build is still build, and config is still debug. Think above here. We have a, no, I'm not sure. I thought it was a CMake build type, the config. cmake config. I use environment a lot, so yeah, it's a debug. Okay, so then you run this one, and then it should compile everything. Yeah, do that. If you have any problems, just paste it to me in utter completeness, including the command that you run. So I typed this on the command line, and I get this flood of errors out of it. There's no need to flood this code when there is no errors, but let's say if the first 100 things go correct and then you get an error, then you can paste a whole page of errors. But well, if it doesn't error out, then there's no reason to paste it. Well, that was rather painless, wasn't it? So now after this, we have compiled it. Yes, I did. Well, except external. Can show this. External is quite some. What is this? Yes. So 34 megabytes is not mine. The rest is mine. All the other directories. Okay, then we have, and it was compiled in build. So you can go to build and then do test source tests. And then, for example, do uniform buffers, and then there you will find a uniform buffer test, which then runs. Okay, now let me know then if it works. I would be still surprised. I mean, what I just showed is clone example. Okay, here we are. Let's go back to there. Fuck this history. So what I did was you have to create git dash and then set the git dash root as described on the in the readme on the GitHub page. This is also described on the GitHub page. This is on the GitHub page. This is on the GitHub page. And then you can run this, which is, well, I added a gninja for the rest, and yeah, I added these two, but the rest is already on the, and I changed this. So, okay, you can run this one, and then you can run this one. Well, with the number of cores that you have. And then, well, you're done. However, I would be very, very surprised if you can get it to run. Even though this looks horribly simple, as it should. But yeah, well, you never know, right? So let me know. I'm gonna try to play some more Risk today, I think. I'll be back tomorrow.